Well, this is my little happy place here. It's pretty quiet. Not a lot of neighborhood riffraff going on out here. Welcome to Kansas. We are in my natural element. We're talking all about, actually we're just having a good time. But I got a new album coming out. It's called Welcome to Prairieville. Prairieville is not a real place. It actually is. There's a town in Louisiana called Prairieville, but I didn't know that when I wrote Welcome to Prairieville. The album's not about Prairieville, Louisiana, unless you want it to be. A lot of the songs are about the lifestyle of the Midwest, the rural Midwest, but I think it's pretty open for interpretation, and it could mean something to anybody, even if you're living somewhere in the city. When I lived in Nashville, I wrote songs on Music Row, and I found it difficult because I wasn't immersed in the type of life that I wanted to live in a city and in a busy industry where it's not about the quality of music you're making, it's more about other things that I'm not interested in. And being out here, away from it, distancing myself from the music industry, allowed me to be more myself musically. And so that's where this album has taken me. Dump our weeds out first. I got smoked in the face today by my weed whacker, threw a rock at me. Felt great. One thing about living in the country is you gotta have a good burn pile. Let's roll. My friend Blake Chaffin and I, both Kansas kids, we started writing it, and we based the song Welcome to Prairieville on characters we grew up around, people that we knew, places that were familiar to both of us, sights, sounds, you know. So we started, well, what's the name of the town we're going to write about? Let's call it Prairieville, because we're on the prairie, add Ville at the end. Perfect. Here we go. So it's a fictitious town, but it's based loosely on all these little towns out here. And the whole theme behind the album is, you know, this is a vibrant place. It's a very vibrant place here in the rural Midwest where a lot of life goes on and it flies under the radar. And it's a wonderful place to live. The people here are great. They're open-minded. They're giving. They're wonderful people. And there's a lot of characters, and that's who we were writing about. What do you got going up here?
I think it's the alternator that went out on it.
I do love the sweet roll bar edition you guys put on here. And I've always been a fan of Willa Cather, a 20th century author who is from Red Cloud, Nebraska. And I always loved that she referenced places from around her home and changed names and changed the town names in the books. And so that's kind of where the inspiration came from. One of the first rules here is if you're going to really live in this environment, you got to master the art of the one finger wave. I'll show you an example here. I'll leave it in my bag. See, some people, they'll do every other car. They'll make it like a math type thing, like I'll do every other car. Some people, it's like, oh, I see a truck that looks similar to mine. Some people, it's every time. That can wear you out. Anyway, the one finger wave is essential to the style of songwriting on Welcome to Prairieville. If you look at the album cover, there's a picture of a guy getting abducted by a UFO. That was my Let's Represent We Ain't Broke on the album cover. I think it's great. It's just that everyone, if you're in a small town out here, you know that guy, you know that couple.
Hey, what time's the band start?
Whoa, hey, look what we got
backstage,
here. How's it going? How'd you know we were down here? There are two kind of artists in Nashville. There's the ones that drive the fancy jacked up trucks, and then they're the ones that drive the 12 passenger vans. Welcome to my van. I just made that theory up. I don't know if it's true. It seems right. This is one of the first places I lived, and I got a publishing deal from the guy who owned this house. I made $16,000 a year, and I remember my first thought was, what am I going to do with all this money? I was like real into building teepees, so I'd go cut trees down, and then I'd try to build teepees, like songwriting teepees. We're here at Diamond D's house, Diamond Dan Agee. It's a black location, so anyway, I'm the cartage boy. Most people pay big money for this, but artist / songwriter / cartage boy.
I like cottage boy better.
Cottage boy, yeah. So my last two albums were produced by Dan Agee, and the recording process was completely different from this one. This one right here is also produced by Dan, and we've worked closely together for a long time, and our dream was always to get a live band together and track the tape. Whatever comes out, that's what's there. This guy's got an old van in his yard. I'm immediately like, no one would ever suspect that we're about to walk into a sick recording studio. I love it. Dan's attention to detail on how the song was written and the way I played it originally on the work tapes was so spot on. And when we got in the studio, the amazing thing about that band is like they weren't just playing to play. They were playing around the story, playing around the phrasing, and playing around the lyrics. So that made the experience so much better. The funny thing about writing this project is it's very quirky, and I just let myself be myself.
Basically, this one, you hold down record and press play. Like, you hold like that, and see that it goes red, we're rolling.
Okay.
Hit stop, and if we're going to go back, hit search to cue.
Hold this down, then hit play. Phew, I'm nervous. Really good at button pushing. See those fingers? The magic in them. This is the most proud of a project I've ever made. I always wanted to make something that I love front to back, and the goal has already been met. The goal is to make something I love and I'm proud of. And maybe my grandma's the only one who listens to it, and that's fine. But I love this, and I hope sincerely that you love it as much as I do.